Welcome to the demonstration of the Korbonos table. If you're looking to find this, it can be reached with the short URL bit.ly/Korbonos. That's a short way to reach this Google spreadsheet. By way of introduction, the table includes all types of Korbonos, including animals, behemoths, ophos, bird offerings, and menachos, and flower offerings. So all of those are covered. It includes Korbonos that are calendar-based, which are basically broadly defined as caused by a date in the calendar. Not necessarily Zman Kavua, but associated with a date in the calendar. And also Korbonos that are brought for all types of other situations. There are attributes that show lots of different types of information for each of the Korbonos. There are also preset filters available to set a situation, either calendar-based or non-calendar-based, and see what the Korbonos are for each situation. The first tab is the Info Table of Contents tab. This tab has links to the other tabs in the spreadsheet and also to the documentation. This tab is in left to right format, and it has links to present the different filtered views. So here we see the tab in the spreadsheet itself, and here are the links to the other tabs and also to the documentation. And this is a document that contains a lot of information, the video, and we are going to go through the rest of these tabs here, and I invite any questions or comments, and this is my email address. Also down here, I'm scrolling down, are the links to the individual situation, to the preset filtered views. More on that shortly. Next is the Carbon Listing Occasion tab. This is the main informational tab. It goes from right to left. There's a row for each carbon and a column for the attributes. Let's shift to the spreadsheet and walk through it. Here is the tab in the spreadsheet. First, let me mention that because of the size of all the information here, that it's most useful to display this in full screen mode. On a PC, full screen can be toggled by using the F11 key. There are rows here that I'm going to scroll down for each of the Korbonos, where there are multiple Korbonos. For example, the Musafim or Rosh Chodesh, there is a different row for each of the different animals that are brought. They're not combined on the same row. The columns are the different attributes of the Korbonos, and you can look at those on your own. I'm not going to spend time going through all of those. Also, they are listed in the appendix of the document. For example, this column indicates what is brought on the Mizbeach, which portion of each carbon, which portion is given to the Kohanim, which portion is given to the Bailam. Now, each of these attribute columns is in Hebrew, which is displayed. Also, a hidden group column is in English, so you can expand the group to display the English or hide the group. And that goes for each one of these columns that has a plus sign in the header. Now, one thing to note is that due to the fact that this is a shared spreadsheet, if anybody expands the columns, all users will see those expanded columns. So if you go into the spreadsheet and notice some columns are expanded, it may be because another user is doing that. Now, back to the different rows. We've included all Korbonos of animals, birds, ophos, and also menachos. Now where there are paired birds, that is indicated by this sign here. The other important thing to demonstrate is the fact that if you see a cell with a highlighted corner in the upper left hand side, that indicates that there is a comment. If you hover over the cell, you'll see the comment. There are also comments on some of the English cells, and those are in English. And as a bit of a technical note, in order to allow the user to expand and contract column headers, I had to unprotect this sheet. However, you will notice that if any information is deleted or changed in any way, what will happen is it'll automatically reappear. Now, one consequence of that is when the data reappears, the standard column groupings will be restored, and all of the English columns will be once again hidden. This was sort of a technical compromise that needed to be made in order to enable the user to expand and contract the English columns. Next, we will cover one of the most powerful features of the Korbonos spreadsheet, the filtered view. First, the preset filters. Second, creating a custom filtered view based upon criterion that you would like to see. Back to the Korbonos spreadsheet, I'm in the Info TOC tab, and at the bottom of that tab I see all the preset filters, and there are 4 categories: calendar base weekday and calendar base Shabbos, event base other than unintentional sin, in other words unintentional other than a shogeg, and here are all of the 4th category, all of the areas of shogeg. So to show an example, first of all, let's say Rosh Chodesh during the weekday, I go to the link, and then it will display all of the Korbonos that are brought on Rosh Chodesh, the Tomid, the everyday Tomid, the Korbonos of Rosh Chodesh. If I would have selected the Shabbos column, then it would eliminate anything that's Zman Kavua. Here, not be any Kitza Mizbeach on a Shabbos. It would also show me the Tomid of Shabbos. Now, if I want to turn off the filter, I could either type the X here, and it will show me the full view. The other thing that I could do is go back to the Info TOC column and select another category to be displayed. So I'm going to say, in this case, Shvuas Bitui on swearing falsely. I'm going to select the Korbonos, and also let me point out that you may have to scroll up. It may place you in a position that's not the first line, so you should always scroll up to make sure that you can see the first line. In this case, it's a Korbon Olav Yored. This is the Korbonos of an Osher. This is the Korbon of an Osher. These are the Korbonos of an Oni, and this is the Korbon of a Dali Dalas who would bring a Mincha. One more point: the name of the filtered view is in the upper left-hand column. So if you are wondering what filtered view you're looking at, you can see it there. Each person, each user of the spreadsheet sees a different filtered view. However, as mentioned before, if columns are expanded or contracted, all users would see the same view. If I want to create my own filtered view, I would go back to the full display, and then I should position myself in the first column. Otherwise, some security settings within the spreadsheet may stop me. Go to Data, Filtered Views, create a new temporary filtered views. At that point, I can create a filter based upon any of the column headings that I would like. So, for example, if I want to create a filter based upon all the cases of Osham Vadai, I would clear all the existing selected items, which by default is all, just select Osham Vadai, hit the OK button, and I will see all of the cases for which a person would bring an Osham Vadai. Similarly, filters can be created with other columns or combinations of columns. For more details, there are resources on the web where you can find out how to filter. The next tab is the 4 Korbon Types tab. High-level information on the 4 types of Korbonos, and it's also right to left. Again, here's the spreadsheet view. The 4 Korbonos are listed in the first row. Whether it's male or female, what types of animals, what types of birds can be brought, is a kailam, what goes to the mizbeach, to the kohen, to the owners, and some other information. For example, that an osham cannot be brought by a tzibur, it's only brought by a yochid. Again, the same information is provided in the Korban Listing Occasion tab in much greater detail in that tab. Finally, the last tab is different animal types that can be brought as Korbonos. It is also right to left. Back to the spreadsheet. The first column are the names of the Korbonos, the different types, sheep, cattle, and goats, the name appropriate to the different age groups. Then there's a sort of a timeline, and a graphical timeline showing the valid ages for each groups. Then again, some high-level information that is more appropriate to the types of animals and the ages of animals. The emurim, if it's an ola, how many kohanim bring up the pieces of the ola, and the nesochim that are brought depending on an ola, or for an ola and for a shlomim. In this tab, the English will not be expandable. However, the English would be contained within the comments. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope this proves to be beneficial for you. There may be some enhancements as time goes on, which will automatically appear in the spreadsheet. In the document that is linked, there will be a change log, so if there are any changes, you'll see what they are. I invite any questions or any comments, send them to me by email at ewilner@gmail.com. Thank you very much, and I hope this benefits you in some way.